Hey family, it was another day of communication education, and it was an absolutely gorgeous morning. Let me tell you, heading out to 8 a.m. class, loved it. Also loved starting a new chapter. We started talking about language today. What is language? Everybody has their kind of own definition of language, and it usually centers around communicating a message, and that's correct. But there's so much more to language because it's symbols, it's rules, and all of those are used to govern the message that's sent, right? And when you use language properly, you can get a great outcome in life, in your relationships, in your circumstances, in your mindset. You can have a great outcome when you understand how to use language. But when you use language incorrectly, then that's where you get misunderstandings, miscommunication. And of course, when that miscommunication persists, it can create conflict. You see, conflict never just arises. It comes after a series of miscommunications and misunderstandings, and usually that centers on language. Maybe you have a different definition of a word than I do. I'm using it in a different context than you are. You're using language with a different intent than I'm expecting you to, and we just do not have a message that's being received effectively, meaning communication isn't effective. You've got miscommunication. You got to pay attention to how you use language. Yeah, in my 11 o'clock class, we talked about how language can be powerful or powerless. In my book, Control, Alt, Delete, How to Reset Your Life, I call it weak words versus strong words. Yeah, powerless language, it's not certain. It lacks confidence. The implications of that can mean that the person just has low self-esteem or they're not to be trusted. Whereas powerful language, it's assertive. It is confident. It like exhibits high self-esteem and assurance. And you use strong words like yes and absolutely and I can, as opposed to weak words like I can't or maybe, possibly. It could happen. You want to use language that doesn't just get your message across effectively, but helps aid in how you want to be perceived. And you do want to be perceived as confident, as capable, as assured of yourself and your abilities. So you've got to make sure the language that you use matches that so that you'll get the outcome that you want, that you get the perception that is true to who you are and the person that you're attempting to show up in this world, in your relationships, in your situations, on your job, anywhere in this life. You want to make sure the language you use aligns with what you say you want and who you want to be perceived to be. That's right. That's some communication education for you. Great conversation. I hope you had a great day. I know I did.